Very interesting. And then what came after that, that as for the design of eco-efficient product service system, we understood that that there was a role of the designer even in designing product service system that were together environmentally, socio-ethically, and economically sustainable, in which the role of the designer again was in thinking in terms of the satisfaction unit in relation to the stakeholder configuration, the actor before the technology, and to make it, to address this towards environmentally and socio-ethically beneficial new solution. And even for that, some research funded by you and UNEP again, UNEP stands for United Nations Environmental Program, financed the development of those tools. What is the state of the art? If these are the dimensions that I show you, and I put the consolidation of research from 100%, it means that we know a lot about that. 0%, it means that we don't know anything. And here we put the dissemination in education and practice. 100% it means it's diffuse in all the school of design and in all the design practices. 0%, it means that it's not diffuse. So I've charted this over there. And for what concerns low impact material energy, we know a lot, almost 100%. It's quite diffuse. In teaching, we know what are the material and energy which are damaging for different reasons. Product life cycle design, we know quite a lot, but it's not that diffuse. It's not that diffuse, as even you are saying. We don't have courses still, though the knowledge is there. System design for eco-efficiency, we know quite some, because we have been working since 2000 and 2005 up to the level of design, so we have something, and you will learn about this. Design for social equity cohesion is more new, so we'll know a little bit less, though now we start to have some good tools even to deal with that, and we have been making some good design practices even with the company, NGO, and so on. Even we made some in Africa and elsewhere, especially related to distributed renewable energy. So this is basically the state of the art. And so here is a point that, frankly speaking, so we said, bad news. We go home desperate. The war is going to collapse. This is not to be desperate. This is the reality, okay? We have to accept it, but we have to do something, okay? But we have a good news, okay? We know how to design product with a low environmental impact, and we have the tool to do that. We know that there are, and we discovered that there are business models into which it is in the company interest to design low environmental impact products and services. We learned that this business model may be coupling SPSS to distributed economy, other type of model. Please trust me now, we will come to this later on with more detail. We understood that these are really promising. So actually, then we start to have the knowledge and the tools to design those. So this is a good news. We could do that. We could design. We would be able to design a more sustainable world. Okay? We know how to design the product service system to be environmentally, economically, and socio-ethically sustainable. That's great. That's great. That is a good news. Okay? But there is a bad news that unluckily, as I said before, very few in the design community are using those knowledge, are well equipped with those knowledge. And the bad news is that nowadays the design community is more part of the problem than part of the solution. This I can tell you because I've been lucky to go a little bit around the world and to see it, to be in communication with different universities. And I can tell you that even my colleagues in other places are not really, some universities are great. There are great professors and great research, but it's not diffused neither in university. So for sure, how the designer could know if they don't, no one teach them or let them know how to design this. So for sure, we don't have yet this new generation of design. But we have to do this very fast. And you get the point why, personally, I've been working and many, come together into the Lens network. 125 university is not, and many of those don't have any money, so they simply decide to join because they want to launch new courses. They understood that there is a knowledge they want to share. This is not happening all the time. I'm sharing my knowledge. I want to keep it secret. I want to make my publication. I want to get money here and there. No, this is not happening. And so there are some good news, but we have to do really something because we are really very late into that. So I come to the last point. Do we need a new aesthetic for sustainability? But this is something very nice topic. So what we understood that the sustainability asks for a radical change. It is clear? Yes. We even made a question before. But it has to be even diffuse. So they have to be even attractive. And so here we come to a new aesthetic for sustainability. In fact, I really believe that aesthetic has a fundamental role. And aesthetic is not just, the color that I give to a product, the curve or something like this, the feeling that I have on the surface. It's more in general, all those characteristics that make something to be more attractive at the beginning, satisfactory during the use, and so on. Okay, so all these characteristics, that are there. But here I need to make some clarification. What is the aesthetic of sustainability? Because sometimes, as you may see from what I show there in the text, there is a bit of confusion around it. So many persons think that green is the color of sustainability. So like every product has to be green. And I bore about that, please. The nature is full of color. Use all the color, why all green? And then, okay, it has to be that when it's recycled on the surface, it's great, then it's very sustainable. Then it maybe there under is a lot of shitty toxic material, but there is a nice surface of recycled material, and then you are happy. This is not to say that recycled material could be very nice, but then aesthetically it could be more, if I have to write a love message to my girlfriend, I want to write it on this paper that is not so white because I like it as more smooth thing, but I don't know, but it has to be, something that is good for the product that they're using and for the aesthetic dimension that you want to put into that. And then again, there are some icon of sustainability, like I don't know, there I write the panda, the whale. But you joke with me. Well, it was a couple of years ago. I went into a fair into which they display some product to be designed with a low environmental impact. I saw a telephone. It has a shape of a whale. It was made with recycled plastic, but those, slippery and very, so when you take it in a hand, it was you wanted to put it down, and it looks so ugly. You put it here and say, I have to clean my ears, so it was really disgusting. So, this is to say that I don't believe what I wrote, that we need to have a word of green recycled panda object. This is not the aesthetic of sustainability, okay? So green is one of the color, use it in recycled surfaces. When it's beautiful, that is fine. The animals are beautiful, use where it is useful, but don't mistake this with other things, okay? Where I think is that a real aesthetic of sustainability, when actually someone has to, Sophia, so you are designing something that is sustainable, and you do it, and this you do it because you know very well how technically it has to be sustainable, and you have to know that very well, okay? But you know it. You have studied a lot with this stupid Professor Vezzoli and other, and you definitely know that, okay? But you have to know. You have to know a lot, okay? When that is made,
And he did the same, okay? He knows, he has all the knowledge to do that, a product service system. But then you are free. He will be you, I mean, you will be design, the aesthetic will be the aesthetic, be your aesthetic. You will understand your way of interpreting the relation between, well, this is you inside in relation to the product, how is it used in the context and whatever, and there will be your aesthetic there. So not, okay, somehow linked to the value of sustainability if it's related to sharing or something, but it's what is yours, and you will make yours, okay? So in this sense there will be a pluralism of aesthetic of sustainability. Not just one, not just this green panda, whatever things. It will be full of color, full of different shapes and interact, maybe even the design of interaction, how the interaction could be aesthetically working, how the service could be aesthetically working, okay? So first of all, you have to do it technically the best. And that I won't leave you one space here to make something that is not really sustainable and really radically sustainable. But then you have all the freedom to do it in the most interesting way you want. And that is really beautiful. And then it opens a lot. Okay, so here it is. Ciao, thank you.